Welcome to MojoPlays, and today we're looking at every Mega Man game ranked.
All systems nominal. You're in great shape, Blockman.
All thanks to you, Doc.
For this list, we'll be looking at every Mega Man game from the core series of the franchise and ranking them from worst to best. And to be clear, we'll only be including the numbered entries in the series, so don't expect to see 0, X, Battle Network, none of those. Is there a game from the Blue Bomber that you think is the bomb? Let us know your favorite Mega Man game down in the comments, and I will see you there.
Before we begin, we publish new content all week long, so be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos.
Number 11, Mega Man 8. The first game in the main series not to be released on a Nintendo platform, Mega Man 8 can feel like a black sheep for some fans. The art style is bright and cartoony, there are act breaks in the middle of levels, a lot of auto-scrolling stages, and the voice acting. Oh my god, the voice acting. You need to see this.
I'll crush you! I will beat you!
And don't get us started on the weird soccer ball power-up. Even with all that in mind, it is worth mentioning Mega Man 8 is still a fun game in some ways, with its unique ideas, like being able to use the Mega Buster and a boss weapon at the same time. It's just frustrating that, a few tweaks could have made this game a lot better. Number 10, Mega Man 6. The final Mega Man game released for the NES, Mega Man 6 is one of the most average in the series. It's not as beloved as some of the other entries, but it's still a decent example of everything Mega Man does well. Some distinguishing features include its branching level paths, many useful boss weapons, as well as the introduction of power armors for Mega Man combining with his dog Rush. It's also the only game in the classic series to feature robot masters designed by people from countries other than Japan, thanks to a Nintendo Power Contest. However, some possibly recycled level layouts and Mega Man 6 coming out at the end of the NES lifecycle leaves the game feeling a little bit tired. Number 9, Mega Man. It's funny going back to the first Mega Man just because of how different this game is compared to the rest of the series. It has a point system like an arcade game, along with only 6 robot masters instead of the traditional 8. There are also some annoying difficulty spikes in some areas, and of course you have the notorious Yellow Devil boss. It's a little too hard for most people to get a hold of nowadays. But at the end of the day, Mega Man gave us some of the most iconic bosses and began so many of the series' staple features that we can't deny what it did for the franchise, even if it hasn't aged all that great. Number 8, Mega Man 4. This installment in the series is something of a turning point for Mega Man. Mega Man 4 introduced the Charge Shot, allowing Mega Man to charge up his default weapon. It is also the first game in the series to have a decoy villain fill in for Dr. Wily until Mega Man's mustachioed nemesis is revealed to be behind it all? What a surprise. While that unfortunately became a trend in future Mega Man games, Mega Man 4 does have some wildly varied stages and creative boss designs that make it fun to return to. However, some of its innovations, like the Charge Shot, are better implemented in later games, which is part of why we didn't rank this one a little bit higher. Number 7, Mega Man 7. Funny enough, this was the only numbered core entry in Mega Man to be released for the Super Nintendo, and it's often considered one of the easiest games in the series, hence why it's not exactly low, but not exactly high. However, that does make it a great starting point for beginners. Mega Man 7 has inventive robot master designs, introduces new antagonists like Bass and Treble, consolidates features like the power armor, and has fun hidden secrets like a versus mode and alternate stage music. While it shares a more cartoonish aesthetic and other design elements with its immediate successor, Mega Man 7 pulls them off way better and has much better pacing. Number 6, Mega Man 10. The second of the retro revival 8-bit styled Mega Man games, Mega Man 10 arguably has some of the highest replay value of any games in the series. This is thanks to having 3 playable characters, Mega Man, Proto Man, and Bass, as well as a ton of bonus content, like challenges, an endless mode, extra stages, and bosses that pay tribute to Game Boy titles. While Mega Man 10 is let down by some less inspired Robot Masters, it more than makes up for any shortcomings with the sheer volume of content it delivers. Number 5. Mega Man 5. Admittedly, this is not exactly a groundbreaking entry in the franchise, but Mega Man 5 is still solid on many levels. It refines and powers up the recently introduced Charge Shot, some would argue a little too much, but I beg to differ, while also introducing Mega Man's bird friend B. The Robot Masters have fun designs and several stages have unique mechanics, like the gravity switching from Gravity Man's level. And although the story is yet another "it was Dr. Wily all along" twist, the idea that Proto Man could turn evil was still fun to explore. Mega Man 5 may have some balancing issues, but if being slightly overpowered is the biggest criticism on offer, you're doing just about everything else right. Number 4. Mega Man 11.
Why are you fools so blind? One day, Light. One day the world will know I was right all along!
The most recent entry in the main series as of the writing of this video, Mega Man 11 brought the franchise back after another long absence. Along with its 2.5D art style, the game also introduces some dynamic new gameplay changes, most importantly the ability to guard break enemies and the double gear system, which includes a time-slowing mechanic and an improved charge shot. These new upgrades also have downsides and a cooldown to balance them out. So overall, Mega Man 11 is a spectacular modern update on the series formula, even if there are a few difficulty spikes. Mainly, difficulties with spikes. Number 3. Mega Man 3. The third Mega Man game is frequently considered by many as a contender for the best in the series, and we can see why. Mega Man 3 introduces several staple characters like Rush and Proto Man, the former of whom could be used to bypass certain obstacles or reach new areas. It introduces the new sliding mechanic, lending more speed to Mega Man's movement and ability to dodge. It even features a tribute to its predecessor, with special stages and a boss that imitates Robot Masters from that game. The third time's the charm, and Mega Man 3 is a perfectly charming entry in the series. Number 2. Mega Man 9. After a decade without new titles in the series, Mega Man 9 came back and it brought the franchise back into full swing. Returning to an 8-bit style and classic gameplay from the franchise's earlier titles, Mega Man 9 is the perfect blend of old and new. Modern features like achievements, special challenges, and bonus modes make for fun touches that also give the game more replay value. But improvements to the core gameplay are evident here too. Most stages have unique platforming elements, and all the bosses have utility outside of just doing damage. And not only that, Mega Man 9 brings a certain balance to its challenge and fun in a way that very, very few games manage to achieve. Hence why we're slapping it this high on the list, but it just can't beat out our number 1. Number 1, Mega Man 2. Any true blue fan of the Blue Bomber should not be surprised by this pick. Mega Man 2 codified many elements of the first game and refined the rest. You had more Robot Masters, you had a password system to save your data, energy tanks to help you recover health mid-stage. It didn't have the most dynamic movement, no. And the handling of some weapons did feel a little bit cumbersome at times, but Mega Man 2's no-frills gameplay stand the test of time, and the same can be said about its soundtrack, which is often regarded as the best in the franchise. It may be the second Mega Man game, but Mega Man 2 is second to none. This is absolutely one of the games you must play before you die.
Check out these other great clips from MojoPlays, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos.